Welcome to the Liricorn Rap Podcast. I'm your host, Jari, with my co-host,
Aaron.
Alright, and today for our topic we have how much production matters in today's music.
Yep.
I feel like production matters a lot in today's music because you can't have, you can't rap good, but if you don't have a good beat to go along with it, it's not going to sound as good. When people hear hear a song, they hear the beat. They don't just hear your rap, they hear the beat. If the beat is trash, the whole song is trash.
Yeah.
Like, same goes for the rapping. Your rapping can make up with a good beat. Beat can make up for like a good rap. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel that. I don't know. A lot of it is just like, I feel like a lot of rappers can go without a good beat, but you can't just depend on your beat to make your music, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy for people to just have a good beat and use that as their whole song and just have a chorus with no like actual type of song with it, you know? Like, people make it so easy, and that's kind of where you get your mainstream rap from. You get your chorus, you get the beat, and then you're good, you know? When the actual verses are kind of weak, kind of bland, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that as much as production matters, I think writing, how good your writing is, matters more.
I mean, I believe that you can't have a good rap song without a good beat. You can have like an okay beat and a really good rap, but if your beat is like absolute shit, you can't just coast off of that.
Obviously you can't have no straight trash beat. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't have no. I'm a new beat maker, 13-year-old beat maker from Florida type shit.
But you don't need I need this type of trap sound or whatever to be to really be able to get listeners and actually like say what you want to say, because the music should be kind of the inspiration behind a song. Because take for example like Kendrick's To Pimp a Butterfly album, all the music was inspired by either like funk, jazz, or whatever it was. As long as it was inspired, it wasn't about the beat per se. It was about what he wanted to say behind it and how the production of it mattered. So like, I think production is much more than just a beat. It's more of how inspired the music is behind it. Because I mean, the origins of hip hop is just jazz and like blues and shit, R&B. So that's what should be reflected in like production, primarily.
Yeah, I feel like the production is not as needed as much as a good rap song, but it's an integral part of a rap song.
Yeah, especially like today's rap. Cause like, I mean, it depends on what type of rap you're trying to make. Cause I mean, in the last episode we talked about the different types of rap, and for a conscious song you don't need a trap beat, you know. But for a mumble rap or a trap song, you need a certain type of beat, because that is the genre of rap that you're having. So like, obviously you need some type of music that's going to reflect what you're making. But I mean, it just matters. It definitely matters, depending on what genre you're trying to be considered as. Cause I mean, 21 ain't going to like put a bunch of jazz stuff together without a trap sound behind it. Like, there's going to be some type of trap integration in the music to make it what his sound is.
Yeah. And you need like a producer that's like imaginative, because sometimes these producers just make the same beat over and over again.
Exactly.
Without it differentiating from like their other beats. I know it's like some like producers have like the same like sound that people are used to.
Yeah.
Like Will Ferrell, he makes kind of like soulful beats. Zaytoven, he likes to really use pianos in his.
Yeah.
Thrax, he really uses like a lot of bass. And it's just like, I understand having those key points and having productions, but sometimes you need to branch out. You can't just have like one set like sound to stick to.
Yeah.
I understand using those key points to like hit off of, having like a unique sound, but sometimes you just need to branch out.
Yeah, there's definitely more that you can do with your music than kind of like the same sound. And that's where a lot of rappers get like a bunch of drama and stuff, like concerning about like what their music sounds like. I know they keep saying the baby sounds the same or whatever with their lyrical content, but I mean, the sound's changing. Like, his sound is pretty, like, there's a certain type of sound with it, but it's always changing. It's like you'll never hear the same the baby beat, despite the same the baby lyrics.
Yeah, I like
sound.
the baby's beats because it's always something new. They always really go hard.
Yeah,
but
and
just
that's the sound. Yeah.
But like him, he can't make up for his good beats himself. And I just feel like maybe he doesn't deserve them. It's just
yeah. I mean, your producer and the rapper definitely have to have some type of chemistry.
Oh yes.
If Eminem start rapping over a Take Keith beat, like, it's not. I mean, he might be able to do it, but I mean, actually, he did. Now I think about it, in Kamikaze. But like generally, like people of different genres aren't going to be able to just assume themselves in a different genre just because. Like they have to be grounded and rooted and know what the sound is, know what it is to be part of that sound. You know. It can't just be I feel like being a trapper today. I feel like doing this. I feel like doing that. No, you have to kind of be you have to be in that type of game. You have to really know your way around that type of music.
Yeah, really a good like rapper producer relationship I really like is like Kenny Beats and like Rico Nasty. Like Rico Nasty really likes like Kenny Beats sound, and I remember like this one time off his show he does making beats for the rappers. He was like, "Yo, so Rico Nasty, what kind of sound do you want?" And Rico Nasty was just like, "So you don't know my sound by now?" And it was just like, the kind of chemistry they had was like so good.
You should know.
Yes, and like, you know, like Rico Nasty has like distinct sound by now.
Yeah.
And it's like bolstered by Kenny Beats beats, because that's just kind of relationship they have. And I feel like rappers are also in part by like how a beat turns out and like how the beats are, because they like choose which beats they want.
Yeah,
and then like
you can't say it's a trash beat if the producer knows you and like, wow, this is a you beat.
Yeah, but sometimes like rappers choose like, hey, can you do me like a beat with like some hi hats or some shit, some 808s, that type of shit. But sometimes they can like influence the beat maker like what kind of sound they want, so it's not like entirely like the producer's fault.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, rappers should be a big part of their production. If they're not telling what they want, how they want it, and like, you know, how they want it to sound, they shouldn't expect, this best beat to ever hit the earth. Like, they can't expect that. It's like a feature. Like, if you don't know the artist, if you ain't in the recorder, if you're not even in the studio with them, like, you can't expect, the best feature ever. Like, the best features are the ones where people are just vibing in the studio. And they're like, yeah, we're making this sound. This is what we want it to sound like. And you're a part of it now. So it's just that. It's much more than just, I'm paying you for this feature. I'm going to need you to do it. And I need it by this time. Like, no, people are getting together and, like, really finding out what that sound is going to sound like. And, like, really, really getting it together.
Yeah, getting back with the chemistry. Like, sometimes they just play a beat for them. They be like, this shit fire, and then they just like hop on the track, and then somebody else hop on the track too.
And like, I mean, it'd be like that sometimes. Like that's literally just how it is sometimes. And that's how some people operate.
That's how the best tracks be made sometimes.
Exactly. Like sometimes, yeah.
Like the production behind fucking Revenge of the Dreamers.
Yeah.
That was fucking gold.
Very, very impromptu, but it's like it's also a vibe. Like you call the vibe of the producer, you call the vibe of the rapper. Like they had time to get that. I don't want to say bond, like they don't have to spend an extremely long time together, but for the time that people were that they were making the Revenge of the Dreamers album,
they were just sitting in the fucking studio.
They were there for a brick, like a long ass time.
Yeah, they were sitting in there. People just coming through, hopping on tracks,
coming through, getting through, like really, really being able to get into the music and like really find out what they wanted to say, how they wanted to say it, how it wanted to sound.
Yeah, like they just listen to the song and be like, man, hey, yo, this be fire. I'm trying to hop on this, and they just hop on the track. It was that good. People just the energy behind. You could tell there was like good energy behind the album. You feel me?
Yeah.
Like people just loved being there, loved being beside each other. And it was just like they fed off each other and turned into like a good album.
So it should be.
Who
would you say are like kind of some of the best producers of all time, or like of right now? Who would you say?
Right now, Kenny Beats is really kind of doing it. me personally, I always really like bass types beats. So I really like Thrax because I really listen like City Morgue a lot. So I used to like those boom 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 like XXX type beats, old type beats.
True.
Anybody for you?
Shit. All time. I mean, I gotta say like Dr. Dre because he be producing everybody.
Oh, yo,
He be on
Rakim.
So.
Fucking the best out here, dog. Raekwon.
Exactly.
They just had such good chemistry. They just
like, yeah. I mean, it's just that relationship between producer and rapper that really makes it.
RZA just had so many prominent beats, you know. He really had that type of sound.
Yeah. And like that whole G-Funk era, bro.
Like RZA really changed the game.
Yeah.
Like that whole like kind of like gritty rapping wasn't that kind of rapping by then. Not really. It wasn't really shown in the media because just like people didn't want to face that reality. And like RZA really, you know, he combined like kung fu and like the real nitty gritty like fucking hood scene into the music, and like that shit was fire.
It was.
Like Wu-Tang Clan, that
Yeah,
Wu-Tang Clan is just...
I appreciate that heavy.
Yeah, like Wu-Tang Clan is just like... They were like hood dudes, but they also like kung fu movies, and they like incorporated that into their lives.
Yeah. I mean, it was also like their realities. Like they weren't in the best of positions, like in life. So like their sound wasn't going to be the best because they didn't have the equipment to be the best. But they definitely made whatever they could with what they had, which is admirable. And I mean, they did it. Like, you know, there's not much more you can say about that.
Yeah, they just had good chemistry. And it's like, if you like good beat man, they don't really like have the necessary tools to be a good beat man. Like RZA, he really just like started out in his basement.
Yep.
Like
I mean,
like,
it's honestly it's always people like online that's like, oh, you know, I'm selling beats, selling this, selling that. Like, I mean, it's always gonna be somebody selling beats. But
everybody can be a good beat man.
Yeah, the ones that differentiate the really inspired beat makers are, you know, I mean, obviously connects, because I mean, if you know people, you won't be in. But if you don't, then you just have to have inspired work and something that's really worth taking to listen to. You can't have no SpongeBob, LeBron James type beat.
And you just need something to like differentiate you too. Because you can't just making these same old type of beats. You need to have like a good intro.
Exactly. Like
people remember the intros.
And like especially with like producers that do whole albums, you can't have the exact same sound throughout the album. You have to change it up and know when it changes and kind of like coordinate that with the artist. Like that's extremely important when it comes to like making music. Like music as a whole is the rapping and production put together. It's never one or the other.
I say you shouldn't stick to a prominent sound, but I feel like beginning out you should have like a distinct sound to like differentiate you from other like beats, because sometimes you just like you hear a beat and like you can't like tell who that's from, but if you like make a certain kind of beat, people like can tell who it is. You're like, oh, this is kind of like a Kenny Beats type beat right here. You just need to like put your foot out there and differentiate yourself.
Yeah, differentiate yourself, because I mean, if people don't know who you are based off of what you're putting forward, then there's no reason to remember you.
Yeah, people gotta like remember your sound. You have to be rememberable to be able to like stay in the rap game. You can't just like make any old beat. Stick out like a sore thumb so people can like notice you.
Like a sore thumb.
Yeah. You have to like actually work with rappers too.
Yeah. You can't just have a beat and then just put it out there.
Yeah, you get to actually like work with them, connect with them. Networking is a big thing always.
Yo.
So I mean, it's just good to like have like rappers you just know, because like sometimes you can start off with like a rapper producer type thing and just grow with them.
Yeah.
Like
that's very true. I mean, some rappers are like, I mean, some producers like end up getting into rapping, which is, I mean, some do it. Like, I mean, Dr. Dre, I know he rapped.
Kanye.
Yeah.
Kanye started out fucking doing beats.
Yeah.
And then you see Kanye now. They told his ass to stick to beats.
Yep. So yeah, as far as how important production is, clearly, your favorite songs, the way you remember them is by how it sounds, and how coordinated the artist is with their producer. So yeah, I mean, in my opinion, it's extremely important. It's quite vital in trying to really make good music, and trying to make great music. Like, nobody just wants a regular old sound. Like, nobody wants to be regular in the game. Like, if you're trying to stay, you don't want just one hit. You don't want just, oh yeah, I got hits. I have 1 or 2 hits once a year. Like, no. You want to stay relevant. You want to stay having people listen to you.
Yeah.
You know?
And there's a difference between, like, putting out too much between, like, actually trying to stay relevant.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't try and push out, like, an album, like, every, like, month. Because then you
know.
run out of beats and stuff like that.
Yeah. I feel like the baby keep putting out albums. I'm like, bro, be quiet. Like, you know.
No, you know who keeps putting out albums? NBA YoungBoy.
You're right. Yes, that's right, too. He just got called out by somebody for his album. I don't know who.
I heard his album wasn't that good.
Yeah, I heard it was trash. Well, that's tough.
Yeah, and I feel like production really does matter in today's music.
Yeah.
It's just that you gotta have, like, the right chemistry between the producer and, like, you're rapping yourself. You have to know, like, what you want, what your producer can bring to the table. And I just feel like a good rapper can make up for a bad beat, and, like, vice versa is the same. So it's just that you should have a good beat man with you in the studio, and you should also, like, watch your production levels, because sometimes I hear, like, audio is, like, laced, like, really badly. Like, you hear the beat doesn't go together with their voice, because the voice, like, overpowers the beat, or the beat overpowers their voice, and it's just not it.
Not it.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we end it there?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely said enough.
Yeah, that's all I thought. Thank you for coming to the Liricorn Rap Podcast. This has been your host, Jari, and Aaron.
Thank you for coming.
Yes.
Please, share. I mean, if you know anybody that likes music, likes rap, point them our way. Leave suggestions about what you want to hear, so we can actually, like, tailor to our audience. And really try to start getting people in here.
Once we get to 500 followers on Instagram, we'll both crack an egg on our heads.
Yeah, I mean, leave a like if you can.
Donate. We now have a PayPal and a Venmo. Join our Discord.
As always, thank you for coming.
Thank you guys for coming. See you later.